And we're back. So when we left off, I'm gonna save quickly just because you never know what's gonna happen. We had just designed this, and what that means is that we now have foliage layout. I did not. Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, because I actually didn't delete that. I just hid those layers. My bad. Yep. So that was a mistake. I go in here. If I change my, if I turn off the boundaries and I turn off the structures, they can be on the same layer. It won't hurt anything. Yeah. Oops. Always got to check through and make sure that that you didn't do what I just did. So I don't really want to move things because my viewports are looking there, but oh well. There, I fixed it. Shows up as blank. I'm gonna go back in here quickly, and I'm gonna turn everything back on. Okay. And this is a necessary check when you get closer to the end of your system. Now, it doesn't matter how ugly this looks, because this is fairly unreadable. But it doesn't matter how ugly this is. It doesn't even matter how ugly these are, quite frankly. What does matter is when you click on your layout tabs. If I go back, I'm going to have to delete this one because I don't need it. Deleting out all the layout tabs I don't want, and keeping the ones that I do. So here, this only shows structures. I do have some concrete pads that go in there, and some sidewalks, and you see the river, but it labels my zones, and that's kind of what the focus of this is, and it gives the dimensions of what each of those are. Here, this focuses on the different concrete sections. It labels what the hatches are. I don't see any issues with all my layers turned on. I don't see anything blaring that looks different, although this accidentally hatched a couple of areas I didn't want, but I mentioned I didn't care enough to fix that. Here we go in and we show the concrete details. This is just cross sections of what the concrete lay is going to be. Also details on how to build that. Here this shows where all the foliage is going to be installed, including tree locations. Here this shows all playground structures. And go to 6, it shows open space details. Oops, that's a mistake. I'm going to need to double click in here, go to my layer properties, and I'm going to have to shut off some layers. Here, because I accidentally drew this one with foliage, I'm going to have to turn off my foliage. And I think that will solve that problem. Yeah, those are now, both of them, pretty. Make sure that didn't shut off foliage and the foliage. Yep, we're good. Shouldn't have drawn them on top of each other, but so be it. I'm also going to have to do that over here. You'll notice I can see some foliage. I don't really want that. I don't want the lake. I don't want grass. I don't want dimensions. I don't want layer 0. You know what? I don't even want the benches and tables. I do want the boundaries. I do want the buildings. Construction, no. Def points. Lake, lights, notes. I don't want the parking hatch. I'm okay with parking lot. I do want the sidewalks, but I don't want the sidewalk hatch. I don't want play surface or playground structures. Keep the trees, viewports, and I don't want zones. So shutting off all of those cleans up that drawing nicely, and you can see where all the trees are in relation. It's nice. I have my structures labeled. We're good there. So just check through my drawing. The last drawing that you have to put together is a very simple drawing. This is the kind of drawing where it's just called the bill of materials. So I'm going to change this and call it 7 bill of materials. Okay. And then when I go in here, I'll adjust my template immediately. Bill of materials. Change this to architectural units. The scale here is, there's none. Oh, I forgot to fix the scale in the last drawing. Another thing we got to check. We have to go back through all of our title blocks and make sure that they're appropriate. And since this is the final page, we can write finally that this is the final page. And we're not even going to put in a viewport here. This is going to be a table. So we're going to go to Insert. Let's see, where did I annotate table? I'm going to create a table. And let's see. As table, we're going to have item number, item name, description, and then quantity and cost. Okay, so that's 5 columns. And we'll go ahead and do 10 data rows, sure. Okay, and I don't want this column width to be 2 inches. I'm going to go with 3/4 of an inch. And hit OK. I put it in here. Yeah, this is pretty small, but bill of materials. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is stretch this out to go across the entire table. The whole thing will stretch to match, which that's nice. I'm going to go in here, and first things that we had to do on this drawing, where we had to right click, go to properties, and we had to adjust the text size. I'm just going to do that right away. 0.06. Oh, why are you doing this? No. Select everything. Change this to 0.0625. Okay, so now my text size will be there. And on all of these, I'm going to want to center a line just because I think that's most appropriate. Okay, so now all my cells are nicely oriented. We'll start with part number. Next one will be part name. Third one will be short description. Fourth one will be quantity. Fifth one will be cost. Okay, and it's just a standard. You may put in vendor, who created it, which sheets it shows up on, location on a sheet. You can do that too, that's fine. Here I don't want to have this be super extensive. But for this, I'm going to have part number 1, 2, I guess I should do this part. We'll say part number 1 is concrete. Concrete fill used for sidewalks and pavements and footers. Okay, quantity, I mean, we would have to estimate how much we're going to need. This isn't an estimation class, so just give a good guess. I'm going to actually say for all of this park space, it'll probably take about 40 cubic yards. So 40 yards cubed. And the cost for 40 yards, depending on who you get it from and who lays it, the work involved, concrete for 40 yards can take 40 yards. You need to double that. It needs to be 80. We'll have a lot of concrete here. And the cost for it is I don't know, 60,000. Dang it. And it's decided to screw up sell properties. Okay, we'll go back and fix that later. So part number 2 is going to be trees. Northern red oak, quantity, I don't know, if I go back to my page, 25 and a piece, they're going to cost like maybe 120 bucks for 25 of them, 30,000. Okay, part number 3, this is going to be my bushes, or my shrubs, call it. And I don't remember, I use common box shrub. We're probably going to need, yeah, again, I'd have to go back and count about how many I'd need, because I think I was going to space them like 4 feet apart. But let's go ahead and say we're going to need 100. For 100, they may cost 30 bucks a piece, so we'll estimate this at $3,000. Okay, and then what you do is playground equipment, see details on playground page. Because we included all that information on the playground page, we can just lump this as one lump sum of 1, and then what you'll probably end up spending for this, maybe $360,000. That would be my estimate for what I'm spending there. 5, lake. This is dirt work involved in creating a lake. My lake's about 2 acres. So we have 1 lake, but it would cost about $100,000. Okay. Here I have structures, buildings for meeting spaces. Quantity, I have 3, and each of them combined are, I mean, you have about 80,000, 120,000. It's about 280,000. So 280,000. And I think that's all of the structures that I have for mine. So check back real quick, make sure I have everything. Got my playground structures, got my bushes. Oh, I didn't include my my flower beds, but I do have everything else. So go back over here. 7 will be 7 flower bed, native prairie flowers for beds. Quantity is going to be, I got like 6 beds, although I would suggest they're probably going to need just bags of seeds. And I would say probably it's going to take maybe 40 pounds of seeds bags. If we approximate that at about $10 a bag or $20 a bag, we'll guess 800. And so my full final cost here, I do need to include an 8th item, which is labor. Somebody has to install it. You don't just get to build all of this. This is cost for installation and work. I'll go ahead and put a quantity as, you could just put a quantity as dash dash. I'll go back and change that. Cost here is probably going to be about 240,000. So dash dash. Change the data type. And there we go. Now I will select all of these again. Right click, properties, and fix. It sucks. Text size to be 0.0625. Dang it, AutoCAD. And everything else is fine. Okay, so there's my bill of materials table. Now, what I do in order to print everything is you right click on here and you go to select all layouts. I have all my layouts. And then you click publish selected layouts. And this will go through the process of how to publish it. I am going to publish to PDF. This will be an AutoCAD PDF. Load all drawings. And then everything is the way that I want it to be. So if I just hit publish, I'm going to go to my desktop, select that, publish there. Okay, thank you. Oh. It's going to be thinking for a little bit. So, printing in the background. I'm hoping that I see it on my desktop very soon. Hoping. There's no guarantees. This down here shows publish job in process. It's just processing through. But that's how you do it. And you will, at some point, get a message that says your PDF is finished. Congratulations, you'll be able to look at it. Now, before you actually do, it's on 3 of 7. Before you actually do publish, something I didn't do, you're going to need to go back through and check all of these. So, for example, I didn't fix this scale. This scale was 1 inch to 60 feet. I'll have to replot this when I print this. This does say 6 of 7. This one down here says 5 of number. I need to fix that as well. So I have a little bit of fixes that I need to do before I republish again. This says it's done. I should be able to open that. Go down here and there it is. Oop. Oh, it's really small. Well, there it is. That's all of my drawing sheets. Every one of them. And they look very crisp and professional. Okay? And this is ultimately what you're going for too. So that is how you need to do this. I'm going to post my final document on Canvas so that you have something to look on and compare yours to. But that's it. That's everything.